see your point. We get why it seems current to you, but it doesn't seem current to us because it has been in the process of becoming for such a long time. And there are other things that are in the process of becoming that your attention to what you believe is reality prevents you from experiencing the things that are in the pipeline that could be different. In other words, you get what you think about whether you want it or not, and things are changing constantly. But for most people, because they are so embroiled in what is, for most people, the things that are changing constantly are just changing to more of the same. When the same is launching rockets of improvement, which you could be moving toward if you just understood that. You see?
My rocket is the desire to understand.
Well, the thing that we like so much about your willingness to come to a gathering like this is that as you sit in willingness to hear us, and since the larger part of you knows what we know, your inner being knows what we know. So as you listen for a little while, you begin to acquiesce, is a pretty good word, to the vibration that we are offering, which means your vibration is rising to that which you really know. And sometimes, because of the words that we are speaking from this platform, sometimes they come from Esther's mouth, sometimes they come from your mouth, but the words that happen in this gathering, you feel resonance with them. And that resonance that you feel is because you've joined your inner being in what your inner being knows. And when you hear something that your inner being knows, you feel it. And for that moment of resonance, you know it too. Now, you're probably not going to be able to maintain it because you're probably going to go back out into your world and you're going to observe as you've been observing. And so you'll be finding resonance with that stuff rather than resonance with who you really are and what you really know. But here's the part that we like the most. If we can get your attention about these laws of the universe, and if we can somewhat convince you that there is a larger part of you and that there is a vibrational reality and that your life is supposed to feel good to you and that life is getting better and better and better for you, if we can convince you or even get you to want to know that some of this is as we say it is, and then if we can talk you into just for a little while sitting every moment for 15 or 20 minutes and actually meditating, which means you quiet your mind, which means you stop your own thoughts, which means you stop resistant thoughts, which means you allow your vibration to rise, which means you allow yourself by your deliberate practice of meditation to be in the receptive mode of what your inner being knows, so that you begin to receive impulses and thoughts that you know you didn't conjure with your usual conscious mind. In other words, you just get an impulse about something and you know for sure where it came from. Now, you'll be practicing this all along, but as you find it and you know it and you experience it, because words don't really teach. Words, like music, words like so many things that are pleasing to you, can help you to find resonance with the source within you. That happens to you all the time. But to consciously and actively look for that resonance so that you are deliberately more of the time in the receptive mode, so that your guidance and inspiration is known by you to be coming from there, then and only then is when you can really trust your guidance. Esther's been practicing this for a long while. She's been receiving us since 1985. And every day, or nearly so, she finds time to meditate because she can feel the difference. She always looks up for Abraham, whether she's receiving from Abraham or whether she's receiving from the spin-off of man's conscious thought. And it's a question that she asks all day, every day. As a thought comes to her, or as a thought is unfolding in her mind, she will say, what receiving mode am I in? Where's that thought coming from? Is this consensus with source, or is this consensus with worrisome, paranoid people on the planet? Where's this thought coming from? We think it would be helpful for you to get yourself out of that rat race and off of that treadmill of believing that you must find the next, and you must find the next, and you must find the next, that there's another level and another level and another level. Because you came into an environment that has the potential of producing any desire that is imaginable within you. And you have the resources to accomplish anything that this time-space reality can help you to conjure. Really, the work that you're wanting to do, it is the work that will satisfy you to the boundaries of this boundaryless universe. It will satisfy you every day and all the days of this physical experience. Your power is in your now, all of it. Because your now is where you focus. And your now is where the source within you is focused. We think that you have forgotten, and we want to remind you that in this powerful now where you are focused, that the source within you is also focused on the exact thing that you are focused upon. When you feel like you are wanting to pray to that non-physical energy or beingness who will assist you, we want you to know that what you are wanting and what you are asking for is already fully understood by that source within you. So let your prayers or your requests be those that guide you as quickly as you can toward the vibration that the source within you is already holding. And we're going to say that again because we really want you to hear it. What you are asking for has already been achieved. That's what the contents of the vortex are about. And the source within you knows where you stand in relationship to this vibrational version that has already been achieved. So if you take your mind back from the idea of achievement, back from the idea of more requests, back from the idea more general, back from the idea that I need to know what to do, or I need to know where to do it, or I need to know who to do it with, back from the idea and into an attitude of appreciation about where you are. In other words, as you offer your prayers and you let your intention be to offer these prayers of appreciation, can you feel the difference? Rather than saying, what do I need to do in order to get more of what I want? Can you feel the power in offering your appreciation for what is already surrounding you? Rather than asking for the more money that you want or need, feel appreciation for the abundance that is. And as you achieve vibrational alignment with the abundance of that which is, you prepare your grid to allow more that you are looking for. It is the trying too hard that we were wanting to soften. You are powerful creators. You have come with deliberate intent. You've come with great purpose, and you have brilliant minds. And we want to applaud you for your willingness to walk slowly with us through laws and concepts, feeling the movement and the energy, even being willing to squint your eyes to try to see the energy in case it might be there. We find you a group that is resonant with the attitude of faith and trust, and we promise you that it will serve you extremely well. But the most significant thing that we want to present to you, specifically to this subset of a grid who has gathered with us in this co-creative experience, we want to say to you that the vibrational stance that you now hold is sufficient enough for you to begin to witness the evidence of many things over the next few days that you've been asking for. Watch for it calmly and not with any urgency, because it is certain that the evidence will be there for you. And as it comes, we want you to take full responsibility or credit for the perception of it, because that is the only thing that is necessary. We expect that if you look around, you'll notice that you don't have to come to a seminar like this to have a joining of you and you. You could be in an attitude of appreciation and be tuned in, tapped in, turned on. You don't have to wrestle yourself or someone else to the ground, pointing out what you're doing wrong. You don't have to figure out where you went wrong. You don't have to retrace your steps through your past and figure out what turns you should have taken differently. There's not one turn that you should have taken differently. All of your power is right here and now, and theirs is too. And so, as teachers and livers of deliberate creation, as understanders of the power of the universe, as you are recognizing that well-being is the dominant stream that flows, in fact, the only stream that flows, and that you can allow yourself to flow with it, or you can pull against it a bit. And as you recognize that choice in this moment, you can tell whether you're in this moment pulling against that current of well-being or whether you're flowing with that current of well-being. As you begin to recognize that emotions that feel relief, emotions that feel a little better than the emotion that you were feeling before, will always take you in the direction of the closing of that gap between you and you. Do you think you have a pretty good picture of these two vibrational perspectives? Do you understand that you are eternal and that you are physical and that the goal is to be both at the same time? Do you understand that the goal is to be a perfect vibrational match to the source that is within you? And did we make it clear the source within you is not going to join you in your negative thoughts? Did we make it clear that if you feel negative emotion, or if you are sick, or if something is not going your way, it is not because you are unworthy, it's because you have chosen a vibration that is simply disallowing it? And this is the last thing that we want to be very clear about before we move forward and open it to questions. Do you understand that the source within you is living the fullness of everything that you want? Do you understand that the prosperity that you seek and the well-being that you seek and the clarity that you seek and the health that you seek and the relationships that you seek and the good feeling moments that you seek, the elation that you seek, the clarity and the passion, the knowing that you seek, that the source within you, the inner being that is you, is already living all of that? And do you know that that stuff that you want, that you feel that you don't have, the source within you is living now fully, and do you know is living it fully because of the life that you have lived? In other words, you caused the source within you to expand, and the only reason that you feel any negative emotion is because you're not letting yourself keep up with that expansion. If your life didn't cause you to want something, and you didn't go in the direction of something that you didn't want, you would feel no negative emotion. If someone called you on the telephone and said, "Hello, you don't know me. I'm just calling to tell you I will never call you again," you would say, "Okay, that will be just fine with me." Because there was no desire, and so there's no feeling of lack or tugging. The only reason you ever feel negative emotion is because you expanded into something, and now your choice of thoughts is not letting you go in the direction of the expansion. So a very good question for you to begin asking yourself. We would ask it all day, every day. What does my inner being know about this? What does my inner being think about this? And what does my inner being feel about this? How does my inner being feel about you that I can't stand? We're not pointing at you. How does my... You maybe. How does my inner being feel about you? I can't stand you. I find injustice in you. I see wrongdoing in you. I've seen bad choices in you. I've seen what I think are negative repercussions because of what you've done. I can't stand you. And now I've got a knot in my stomach, and it's your fault because I didn't have this knot in my stomach before I saw you and felt the need to condemn you. If you had behaved better, I wouldn't have to condemn you. If you'd been standing over there with my good friends, then I wouldn't have to feel this way. Go over there and stand with them and behave like them. You, now, go over there and be like them. When I look there, I feel so much better than when I look there. And look at you. It's none of my business. But it is my business because I'm looking at you and I feel bad. And if you'd stop being that way, I wouldn't feel this way. You need to be different. Get over there. You need to be different so that I can feel better. You need to be different so that I can feel better. Oh God, please help them to be different so that I can feel better.